Ask Dan Schneider. On this Ask Dan Schneider, I'll be answering the most specific question that I've gotten in a long time. A woman named Sharon had emailed me a few weeks ago, and I'm sorry it took me a few weeks. I've been busy the last few weeks, but her question was quite specific. She's asked me, since I had never reviewed Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, and I believe she's correct, I'd never written a full review, what was my opinion, not of the film, but of how the Jack Nicholson character, Jack Torrance, gets released from the meat locker. Does she feel that it's supernatural, or do I feel that it's supernatural? And does the film imply that it's supernatural? Well, that is a very specific question, Sharon. I think the film clearly shows that there was some supernatural influence. I did read the book years ago. I think the book by Stephen King is a little bit more uh, back and forth. I'm not certain. I don't remember because the King book is a mediocre book. I think it's maybe a short story or a novella. Um, the Kubrick film is a masterpiece, and it's no wonder that Stephen King didn't like it because Kubrick deepened most of the story. He didn't make it simply, a spooky ghost story, horror story. He made it a psychological film, and for most of the film, it seems to be psychological. Now, there have been some documentaries in the last few years about the film, like Room 237 or something like that, that supposedly, give insight to that. I'm not certain. I've not seen those films. I have spoken with people about the film when I did a Dan Schneider video interview on the life of Stanley Kubrick a couple of months ago. My own personal opinion is that yes, the only explanation that the film that we see on film is that some supernatural entity had to unlock it. It seems to be, I believe, the bartender, if I'm correct. But you never know. It could have been Danny. And we're just seeing what Jack sees or hears, that it's the bartender. It could have been his wife. I'm not certain, but it's an interesting question, and I think the very fact that a question like that is asked shows the depth that Kubrick brought to that film and to that story vis-a-vis the original King short story or novel, whatever it was based on. So thank you for the question, and I will be doing some more Dan Schneider or Ask Dan Schneiders in the near future.